What the waivers does is actually focus not on the commodity, not on the oil, but make sure that we're focusing on the revenue, making sure we're depriving Iran of the revenue from export sales, and doing it in a way that's safe, smart, not spooking prices, and making sure that there is ample oil supply in the market, which the president is supposed to certify if there is or isn't. This basically allows for the U.S. to gradually get to zero or gradually reduce Iranian oil exports to about 1 million or even below that. 1.1 million was the magic number or the sweet spot that the Obama administration oil sanction hovered at. And to your second point about the European Special Purpose Vehicle, or how Europe is looking to bypass American sanctions, make no mistake, if this administration is committed to a maximum pressure campaign on Iran and has been willing thus far to endure some transatlantic dissonance on Iran policy, then it will be forced to go after those European banks, businesses that violate U.S. sanctions. This special purpose vehicle is Europe's way, no matter how politely put, to go around American sanctions and continue transacting with the Islamic Republic of Iran, which is the world's foremost state sponsor of terrorism. Now, they're looking to do this in creative ways, perhaps a non-dollar denominated channel, perhaps using small and medium enterprises, smaller banks, or businesses that are not as well tied into the U.S. financial system. They're trying to distribute the risk more evenly among the members who may constitute this vehicle. But the U.S. has every incentive to kill this in the cradle, to stigmatize this as an illicit finance vehicle, which technically it is, and to make sure that these countries don't find alternatives to the U.S.-led financial order.
Have we seen any impact already from the Trump administration's first round of sanctions from over the summer and the announcement that we've known for some time that these sanctions will go into effect Monday? What impact, if any, has it had on Iran thus far?
So there's been actually quite a significant impact since the president announced his intention to leave the deal on May 8th. You've seen countries scramble to exit the Iranian market. There's been, in fact, an exodus of foreign firms from the Iranian market. Banks and businesses are acting in a much more risk-averse fashion than risk-tolerant fashion, willing to cut ties to Tehran to make sure that they're in compliance with Washington sanctions and other regulations when it comes to things like due diligence and illicit finance. And ultimately, I think the collapse of the Iranian rial, especially its depreciation relative to the dollars during the summer, as well as the trimming of Iranian oil exports by countries, particularly in Asia, who are inclined to continue testing U.S. resolve and finding ways around American sanctions just so they can feed their own economies and keep oil prices low at home, is proof that American pressure, even American unilateral pressure, does work. But after November 5th, that will be the time to enforce that pressure, to crack down on cheating, to work with allies to get close to zero as possible, and to make sure that the predicate for this behavior is known around the world. Not some decision in Washington to just restore sanctions on Iran willy-nilly, but because there is ample Iranian bad behavior that needs to be punished, that Washington is looking for partners in this campaign.